it's Doris with All the Books, and I am here to do the bookshelf tag. I saw this on Books and Lala's channel this morning, and I already had it written down to do it. I can't remember where I saw it originally, but I thought it was great fun and very interesting. And I will definitely link the original creator below, and hopefully you can get the questions and do it for yourself because it's awesome. Anyway, number 1, how many bookshelves do you have? I have 4 for my books, and my kid has a couple as well. None of my bookshelves are the real deal full-size bookshelves yet. I'm planning on getting those, but I want to paint first. So yeah. This one is actually a vintage library table, so that's pretty cool. Number 2, how many books do you have or think you have? The question says have or think, and I'm going with the think I have. I did just count this top row here, and that one had 94 books on it. So extrapolating, I would assume that this bookshelf has around 200-ish, and my TBR shelf, which is behind you, those have 236 books on them, give or take. And then I have a little bookshelf in my bedroom that I just recently had to take some books off of here and put them in there, and there are 40 on that one. Yeah, and there's a few over there. You know. How do you organize your books? This is the part I think is really interesting, seeing how people organize. So let me turn the camera around and show you that. So I have my books grouped into all sorts of different categories. Down here are mostly classics and modern classics. Up here, these are my little bee collections and cat collections and horse collections, and there's some Alice in Wonderland back there. This is Black History Month civil rights type stuff. Over here, these are kind of Asian. This one is Middle East and Jewish perspective, a few World War IIs. Up here we've got some adventure nonfiction and memoirs, my Sandra Cisneros books, my Ruta Sepetys, my historical graphic novels. These are all kind of adult relationships, and then these are adolescent relationships. This is nostalgia here, my first Women's Prize for Fiction read-along. My Mary Stewart and Anya Seton's, and a few more of the classics. And the kitty. And then over here is my TBR. And again, let's see, the top row is my current month's TBR. This was my Black History Month, and we have some remnants of January when I did the Muslim Jewish perspective. Then back here, these are Central and South America and Asian. And then down here is, I guess, mostly just random American authors. The bottom shelf, the front right here is Spooktober's type stuff, and then all under here is my cheap stuff, like books I've gotten for $1 or less. Then over here we've got Tome Topple and short story collection, nonfiction November, and I think UK authors. And then in here I had to move my YA and middle grades into here because it didn't fit in the other room, and I never make my bed. Okay, number 4, what's the oldest book on your bookshelf? I had several old ones. Some of them don't have publication dates. But this one did. This one I remember I got from my granny's house when she passed away, and I think I was about 10 when I grabbed it. And this is The Great Events by Famous Historians, volume 18, AD 861 to 1872. And I think I was drawn to it because of, I think the front's really cool. But I liked these. I was attracted to pretty paper even back then. Isn't that beautiful? And this is, yeah, I loved it. I've never read it. It says, a comprehensive and readable account of the world's history, emphasizing the more important events and presenting these as complete narratives in the master words of the most eminent historians. So yeah, this one starts with the secession of southern states and goes through the discovery of diamonds in Africa, the opening of the Suez Canal, completion of Italian unity. Yeah, and ends with the Geneva arbitration. Exciting stuff. What is number 5? What's the newest book on your shelf? I'm gonna guess that it is In the Country We Love by Diane Guerrero. I just did a review of this. I loved it. It's a memoir, current issues, and it came out this year, I believe. I just got it last month, or this month. I got it this month. Number 6, what is the longest book on your shelf? I'm going to guess that is, you know, the one. This one has 1,215 pages, 3/4 of which are unread. Number 7, the shortest book on your shelf. I'm going to guess that is The Clothing of Books by Jhumpa Lahiri. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And this has 71 pages. I mean, I have picture books, but I didn't count those. Number 8, what is the predominant genre on your shelves? I am very much drawn to historical fiction and cultural fiction, so fiction of cultures other than my own, and exceedingly drawn to books that combine both of those things. So there's a ton of that style of stuff on my shelves. Have you ever done a bookshelf tour? No. I've only been on BookTube a little over a year and a half, I guess. And I really like seeing how people organize their bookshelves. So I like general overviews, but the individual, this is every book on my shelf tours are very, they're too long for me. And the thought of doing one myself seems way more tedious than I'm capable of. So I don't think I will do one of those. But I definitely, once I get my real full-size living room bookshelves, I want to do a tour, but just an overview type tour. Anyway, number 10, go to random.org and get a number and find that book on your shelf and talk about it. So just a second. So off my red shelves we got number 144. This thing made me count. That was Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. This is stunning. If you haven't read Maya Angelou, you need to, and this is where you need to start. This is a memoir, a coming-of-age story. She lives with a grandmother in the South and then back with her mother in the North. Her brother's there, and her writing is gorgeous and her story is powerful. Yeah. And then I went ahead and got one off my TBR shelf, and that one was $110. And you get to see one off of my $1 or less shelf. This one was actually free. A friend gave it to me. This is the Mapmaker's War, Keeper of Tales trilogy by Ronlin Domingue. This, I believe, is kind of a Middle East fantasy type series. So I have the first two and I need to grab the third, or I probably should read the first one and see if I like it or not, actually. But yeah, I'm gonna get to those one of these days. And number 11, do you have any fan merchandise on your shelves? No. No. And number 12, show us your spells. I did that. And who do you tag? So I would like to tag everyone. I think this is a fun tag, but I don't want to tag anyone specifically if they don't feel comfortable, you know, sharing all their books. But I would like to specifically tag any of my book buddy people. You know who you are. Any of you that are interested in doing it, please do. And thank you for watching, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.